In today's video, I'm going to be comparing the Galaxy A15 5G to the brand new TCL 50XL 5G. Which phone is better? Stay tuned to find out. Alright everyone, hopefully guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the $199 Galaxy A15 on the left side, and we have the $160 TCL 50XL on the right side. And by the end of this video, I am going to let you know which device is going to be the better buy. And of course, we're going to be going over the specifications as well as the experiences I've had on both these devices. Now, starting off with the build on these devices, going over to the Galaxy A15 5G, I feel like this build overall is pretty robust for its quality. This is going to be made out of plastic, and of course the display is going to be made out of glass, but overall this feels like a pretty solid phone. We are going to have this nice translucent hue on the back of this phone that changes from dark blue to light blue. I kind of do like that. However, the design on the back doesn't look too new. It's pretty much the same thing we've seen since the Galaxy A13, so it's kind of boring. We do have a newer design on the right side of the phone. It's called the Key Island design. And of course, we're going to have that fingerprint sensor that doubles as our power button. And above that, we're going to have our volume up and down rocker. But overall, I feel like this design is pretty okay. The only thing I don't like, however, is the bezels on this. We have some thick bezels, a thick chin, and of course a teardrop notch at the top of this phone that I don't like all that much. But overall, I feel like this design and build quality is okay, and for $199 I think it's pretty decent. Now, going over to the TCL 50XL 5G, this device looks a lot different. It's pretty much more different than anything we've seen on the market, especially in budget phones, or in the US for that matter. You see phones like this in Asia and Europe all the time. But in the US, the TCL 50XL looks a bit weird. I feel like people are going to be asking you, what phone is this, if you walk around with it? But of course, first and foremost, the design of this build right here. Of course, we have that huge circle on the back right here that looks like the moon from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. And of course, we have the TCL logo at the bottom right there. But what I like about the back of this device is going to be this rubber material that we find right here. I really do like this rubber material. It leaves minimal fingerprints as well as feeling pretty grippy. As far as the rest of the build on this phone, the chin is kind of big right there. However, the side bezels are going to be a little bit thinner than the Galaxy A15, and we are going to have a hole punch notch instead of a teardrop notch that we saw on the A15. So as far as the build and the look or the design, I feel like the TCL 50XL 5G wins right here. This is going to be an opinion-based section of the video, so if you guys feel like the A15 is better, let me know, and if you feel like the TCL looks better or feels better, let me know as well. Now, going over to something that is not going to be opinion based, I guess you can make an opinion out of anything, but for the Galaxy A15 5G, we're going to have a Super AMOLED display. This is going to have a 396 ppi, and this is going to be a full HD plus display as well, so 1080p. And for a refresh rate, we're going to have a 90 Hz refresh rate. Now, going over to the TCL 50XL 5G, this is going to be an LCD display, so this is going to be a much less of a quality display than the Galaxy A15. It is going to have the same 396 ppi. However, we are going to be using LCD technology, so it is going to have a few spots on this display where it kind of looks like a TFT display. So we're going to have some darker areas on this phone. Not anything that's too bad. It's actually one of the nicer LCD displays that I've seen on a budget phone, so that's something there. The one, however, saving grace of the TCL 50XL is going to be that this has a 120 Hz refresh rate, so that's quite refreshing, and it's pretty smooth as well, so I really do like that. However, when we get into the quality of displays, the blacks are going to be truer on this device, the colors are going to be much more rich, and everything about this display on the A15 5G is just going to be much nicer. So if you guys want a better display for movies, TV shows, and social media, the Galaxy A15 5G is going to give you that. And even seeing that this display is a lot taller and a lot bigger, I would still go for the Galaxy A15 5G if you guys are display snobs. Getting into the battery on both devices have a 5,000 milliamp battery, and overall you guys are going to get all day battery on these devices. So if you guys charge it all the way to 100%, you should get an all-day battery on both these devices, maybe even more for the more moderate users. The other thing I want to let you know is we actually do have a 25 watt charging rate on the A15 compared to an 18 watt charging rate we see on the TCL 50XL. So we're going to have a faster charging rate on the Galaxy A15 5G. However, the TCL 50XL actually gives you a charger inside of the box. For most people, they're going to have a charger sitting around, but it's always nice to see a device have a charger or wall charger inside the box. But overall, as far as batteries go, I feel like this is a pretty matched competition right here. Now, speaking of pretty matched, we actually have the same processor in both these devices, which is the 2.2 gigahertz MediaTek Dimensity 6100 Plus processor. They are going to be able to play PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty Mobile quite fine. However, the TCL 50XL is actually going to have 6 gigabytes of RAM in it, compared to 4 gigabytes of RAM on the Galaxy A15 5G. So the TCL 50XL 5G is going to beat the A15 in that aspect, but overall I feel like the performance is very similar on both these devices. I feel like the only thing that you're going to see different from these devices is you're going to be able to have more things open up on the background of the TCL device. Getting into the storage on these devices, we can expand the memory via micro SD card, and both are going to have 128 gigabytes of internal storage, so beautiful to see that on both these devices. Now, getting into the software of these devices, first and foremost, the Galaxy A15 5G is just going to have much better software support, and I feel like this is a very important part of a phone's lifespan in keeping it alive with those software updates. So for the Galaxy A15, we have 4 years of operating system updates and 5 years of security patches, compared to the TCL 50XL that has 1 year of OS updates and 2 years of security patches. So the Galaxy A15 5G is going to be much more future-proof than the TCL 50XL. Last few things on these devices as well. Both these devices are going to have NFC. Both of these devices are going to have a 3.5mm headphone jack. Love to see it. And as for the speakers, the TCL 50XL 5G is going to have stereo speakers on this device. So compared to the Galaxy A15 5G, that is something that's going to be great for the gamers out there. They're not the best speakers in the world. You are going to hear some tin, but we have stereo speakers on this device, which at $160 is extremely impressive. Alright everyone, so what we've been waiting for is the camera quality on both these devices. Which camera is going to be the better camera? Now, starting off with the Galaxy A15 5G, we're going to have a 50 megapixel main camera, a 5 megapixel secondary camera, and a third camera that's actually going to be our 2 megapixel macro camera. And as far as our video, we're going to be able to shoot at 1080p 30 frames per second. For our front facing camera, we're going to have a 13 megapixel camera, and we're going to be able to shoot at 1080p 30 frames per second as well. Now, going over to the TCL 50XL 5G, we're going to have a 50 megapixel main shooter, a 5 megapixel secondary camera, and for our third camera, we're going to have a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And for our front facing camera, we're going to have an 8 megapixel sensor capable of recording again at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Now, I did take many photos and I took videos on these devices as well, and I'm about to put them up on screen right now, but let me know in the comment section down below, which camera do you think is better? Now, before I put these photos and videos up, I'm going to say without a doubt, the Galaxy A15 5G is going to have the much better camera on this device. Now, it's not what the Galaxy A15 5G can do, it's what the TCL 50XL 5G can't do, and what it messes up in a lot. The photos on this device are so overprocessed, so washed out compared to the Galaxy A15 5G. I just have to give it to the A15. It's just night and day, and you guys are about to take a look at this. The one thing, however, on the TCL 50 that I do like about this camera is the stability in the video. For some reason, even when we zoom in, it's actually really decent. Now, that's one thing that you don't see on a lot of budget phones, and that's one thing that surprised me on this device right here. But as far as the contrast and the clarity and the natural colors and all of that, you're going to get all of that with the Galaxy A15 5G. Again, the TCL 50XL 5G is going to have over-processed videos, over-sharpened videos, and it's going to be because of this computational photography we see in here. So we're going to have a weird system that just kind of makes everything bright and washed out and unnatural. So you guys are going to take a look at that right now. You guys obviously can have your own opinion on which one you think looks better, but I feel like the Galaxy A15 5G overall is going to be the better camera.
All right, everyone, so this is the front-facing camera on the TCL 50 XL, and this is 1080p, 30 frames per second, and that's pretty much all it goes up to. So this is the limit for this camera right here. This is how this is looking though. All right, everyone, so this is the front-facing video or front-facing camera on the Galaxy A15 5G. Man, skin tones look better, colors look better, stabilization is looking better. It's not overexposed, it's not extremely sharp. I just think the camera is gonna probably be the make or break it situation in this competition of the A15 versus the TCL 50 XL. You know, obviously there's a few things TCL is doing better, like it offers a charger inside the box, has 2 more gigabytes of RAM. It also has stereo speakers on that device, not that they're super good, but it offers them. But the camera on the A15 5G is just something that I've liked for the $199 price tag. I don't think anybody is really offering a camera like this for 199 bucks. Not that it's like super crazy good or anything like that, but it's just a lot better than all the other counterparts or all the other phones that you see in this price range. All right, everyone, so this is the rear-facing camera on the TCL 50 XL at 1080p, 30 frames per second. I was looking at the front-facing camera and it looks a bit overexposed. It kind of looks a bit too sharp, if that makes any sense. But again, let me know how you think this looks. We're gonna take a little walk with this as well, see how the stabilization is in post. I mean, I don't think this is too shabby for $160, obviously. I don't think a lot of people are gonna complain about this, but it's definitely not the best camera in the world. I think overall it's looking okay though. Not anything too crazy. All right, everyone, so this is the rear-facing camera on the Galaxy A15 5G. I actually saw a bunny rabbit just hop by real quick. That was pretty cool. Look at this guy right here. But this is 1080p, 30 frames per second. The stabilization looks a bit better than the TCL 50 XL. I'm not sure how you guys feel about this, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I think overall this looks a lot better. It's not crazy sharp. There is some motion blur on this, and it doesn't look too overexposed as well. So overall, I think the Galaxy A15 5G looks better with its rear video quality. Let me know what you guys think though. But it seems like the colors and everything overall look a lot better as well. So Samsung's doing a good job with its budget devices, and I can't wait to see what the A16 looks like as well next year. I know that's a long ways away, but I'm definitely excited to see how the video looks later on.
But yeah, guys, those were the photos and videos that you guys can get from the A15 5G and the TCL 50 XL 5G. Again, let me know in the comment section down below which camera you think is better, but we're just going to leave it at that. Now, at the end of the day, if you ask me which one I think the better phone is, you come up to me and you're like, hey, TechRight, which one do you think is the better phone? I need a phone around 200 bucks. I'm going to recommend the Galaxy A15 5G. I feel like this is the better device overall. I feel like first and foremost, for what a lot of people are using a phone for is, of course, to watch content and play games and stuff like that. The display is going to be much better than the TCL 50XL 5G. This display, it looks fine, but compared to the A15, it just looks washed out. So the AMOLED display is going to be much nicer on here. The second thing, it's going to last much longer. Since we have software support on here, we have 4 years of OS updates, 5 years of security patches, compared to a year of OS updates and 2 years of security patches. And the cameras overall on this device are going to be better as well. So those are the reasons to pick up the Galaxy A15 5G over the TCL 50XL. Now, am I still impressed with the TCL 50XL? Yes, I still think this is a cool device. And if you guys are diehard TCL fans, or you guys just need something super cheap, or you're getting this for free on a deal, I could recommend this. I feel like your kid's gonna like it. I feel like people that are experienced with budget phones are going to be okay with this device. But I don't think it's better than the Galaxy A15 5G, and I don't think it's worth saving $40 for. But if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.